former Fulton County District Attorney and Sheriff.
Formerly a judge, and he knows a little bit about how these things go.
Mohawk Valley, legal eagle, lawman.
He is the Sheriff of Fulton County, New York. Just such an amazing guy.
This is the Rich Giardino Show, where the Constitution, crime, and politics meet.
Welcome to the Rich Giardino Show, where the Constitution, crime, and politics meet. I'm your host, Rich Giardino. Today's show is very interesting. It's a follow-up to a missing persons case that was on one of our recent podcasts. At the time, I had Chief David Gilbo of the Johnstown Police Department, who's been working the case of missing person Kellisue Achernecht for 16 years. The anniversary was in September of the night she went missing. After the show, we posted it, broadcast it. Chief Gilbo got numerous leads. Some were old leads. He did get some new leads. But as a result of our posting on Apple, YouTube, X, Facebook, Kellisue's husband, Jayson Ackernecht, was the target of many comments attacking him, accusing him, and suggesting that he was the individual who actually murdered his wife. After that, Jayson reached out through Chief Gilbo to ask if he could come on and explain what he knew about the case and defend himself from all the personal attacks. So we're going to get into the program now. I want to welcome Jayson Ackernecht. Jayson, how are you today?
Doing good.
So, Jayson, just to clear up, you were married to Kellisue back at the time she went missing in 2008, correct?
Correct.
And you have a daughter together through your marriage?
Yep.
So after the podcast went on and we talked about the circumstances surrounding it, I didn't reach out to you. You reached out to defend yourself, correct?
Yes, I did.
And you asked the chief to get a hold of me because you wanted to be on the show, right?
Yes.
And I'm not paying you to be on the show, correct?
No, you're not.
And no one's forcing you, correct?
No.
And you and I have known each other for a few years, correct?
Quite a few years.
Yeah, because I used to be the judge and the DA, and we've actually known each other probably since before Kellisue went missing.
Yes. Before I even got married to her.
Yep. So let's talk a little bit, first of all, about your relationship. During the marriage, you had suspicions that she had had several boyfriends when you were married, correct?
Quite a few of them.
And did you have conversations with her about that, about her doing that when you're married?
I have, but she never wanted to talk about it because excuse me. By the time I went to bed, she had still not come home from work, and when I got up in the morning, she was gone for work the next day, and I tried getting her to go to marriage counseling, but she wouldn't want to go.
So she was working at the Rite Aid in Amsterdam, correct?
Correct.
So the night of the incident, did you have two cars or one car? What did you have at the time?
Well, I had the Saturn, and I also had my pickup truck.
Okay. So what did she take, the Saturn to work usually?
Every day.
So how old was your daughter at that time?
She would have been 7.
Okay. So would you babysit when Kellisue was working, or would she stay with other family members?
If I was able to work, she'd stay with my mother, but because I couldn't work due to my disability, I couldn't work at all.
Okay. So, Jayson, so the night she doesn't show up home, were you already sleeping when you heard from the police?
Sound asleep. My stepfather had to come and wake me up.
Okay, so tell us what happened.
Well, we get a knock on the door just before 2 o'clock in the morning saying cops were there. And my stepfather comes and wakes me up and tells me cops are here looking for you. Wondering if Kellisue's here. And I go, no. And that's when they found my car on fire down there, what is called Frog Hollow. And first they went and knocked on my uncle Denny's door, and they says, no, that's not my car. That's my nephew's car. And that's when they came to our house.
Did you go down to where they were at the Frog Hollow to see the car, or did you stay home?
Yes, I did.
And
the
what
only
did they ask?
reason-
What'd they ask you when you got down to Frog Hollow?
They asked me, is this your car? And the only way I could identify it was the only plate that did not burn was the Dale Earnhardt Jr. license plate. Everything else was burnt on it.
So did they question you at that time, or did they tell you anything when they what was that? Okay.
I was with the cops all day long.
And you were helpful to the police, right?
Very helpful.
So tell us this. Some people commented that you went home and went right back to sleep after she was missing, and they thought that was unusual. What was the circumstances like? What time did you get home after they brought you down there? And what did you go back home to sleep, or what did you do?
Nope, I had to get my daughter up and get her ready for school. And then I had to tell her principal what happened. And then I went, because she was going through dance lessons and everything, I went down there and let them know what happened.
What did you think that night when you saw that it was your car by the Dale Earnhardt sticker? What did you
I
think?
had no clue what was going on.
Okay. Had you ever had any fights when you were married? Arguments or
No.
physical fights?
No.
Well, didn't it bother you that she was seeing other guys?
It did bother me, but because of having my seizures and everything, I couldn't do anything.
Okay, so you had a traumatic brain injury. Was that from childhood,
Yeah.
or was that? Okay.
That was real bad.
Yeah. So, but that didn't affect your ability to understand what was going on.
No.
You knew what was going on. So then the next day, she's still missing. So what happened as the day progressed? And the next day, she's still missing. Your daughter's at school. And did the police come back for you?
Oh yeah, they were there all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And
Did
that's
they
when
take-
I filed the missing persons report.
Did they take anything from you? Any evidence, shirts, clothes, or anything at the time?
There was nothing.
Did you help them look in the area for her or search for her?
I sure did.
Tell us this. What did you give them for information? Like what did you tell them that you thought happened or where she might be?
I told them the last person that she had talked to that night lived right up the street from us.
Was that a
Me.
man or a worker? Was that a man or a co-worker?
That was a ex-boyfriend of hers.
Okay. How did you know, without giving us his name, how did you know that was the last person she talked to?
Because that's what come up on her phone.
Okay. So they found her phone, or did you have her phone?
Nope, because I asked him, and he says, I just talked to her for a few minutes before she got out of work.
So then, did they do any? Were you involved with getting friends or family together, the church to check Frog Hollow or check the woods or anything? Did you get involved with their searches for her at that point?
Nope, I just let the police take care of it.
Mm-hmm. And over the years since 2008, you've had numerous conversations with Chief Gilbo and other police, right?
Yes, I have.
And have you always cooperated with them?
Every time.
So tell us, so as the years go by, what happens with your daughter? Does she stay living with you, or does she go somewhere else?
She's living with my mother, and I haven't had contact with her for years.
Okay. So, because some people will find it odd that if you thought she was cheating on you, you didn't leave or you didn't have any fights. So the police never had any complaints that you had any arguments or fights with her?
Nope.
So how long had you been going out with her before you got married?
A year.
And how long did you know her before that?
It's about the same time, a year.
Yeah. When you were going out, was she faithful to you, or do you think she was cheating on you when you were going
She
out?
was faithful.
Okay. So tell us what bothers you most about all the posts and the things you read online.
They blame me and my father had nothing to do with it because he lived in Gloversville.
Okay. Did you ever get the car back, or did they take that for evidence?
They still got it as
Did
evidence.
anybody from work or her friends call you and tell you anything that might have been helpful?
Nope, because nobody knew anything.
Okay. And tell us, so you said your father lived in Gloversville, so he couldn't be responsible. How far of a walk was Frog Hollow from your house?
It's 5 minutes.
Okay. So have you ever did you have any reason? Did you have any gasoline or anything that you could have started the fire yourself with?
No.
Okay. So then tell us a little bit about how you feel when people say stuff on the line about you. Are you angry, or are you hurt, or are you mad? What's your feeling? You tell us.
I just ignore it.
Mm-hmm. But you asked to come on. What do you want people to know? What do you want to tell people? Because you asked
I'm
to come
innocent.
forward.
I had nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Did now I don't want to talk about anything that's going to get you in any trouble with recently, but did you get remarried?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Was there any life insurance policy on Kellisue?
No, there wasn't. Not on either one of us because we couldn't afford it.
Okay. So you had nothing to gain if she were to die at this point,
No.
correct?
No.
Did you ever come up in your mind with what you think would have happened to her that night? Did you ever come up with an idea of maybe what happened with her that night?
I thought she took off with a co-worker, but from what I've been gathering, her and another female walked out, and then I guess from what I've been told, she was waiting for someone down in our Rite Aid.
Did you get any bills afterwards from credit card companies or anything to show that she used her card after that night or anything like that?
Nope, we never had any credit cards.
Okay. What about phone bills? Did you get any other phone bills afterwards that showed that maybe somebody used the number? Or?
Nope.
So fast forward. Did they ever offer you to take a polygraph or what we call a lie detector test?
I've done that here at the station.
How did you do with that?
Good.
But did you talk to any of her old boyfriends to see if they knew anything yourself? I mean, weren't you curious?
Oh, they've all lied and said they all just went out for coffee.
Okay.
For what, 3 hours?
Mm-hmm. How would she just go? Would they pick her up at your house, or would she just meet them after work, or what was her normal pattern when you thought she was cheating?
She'd go out and meet them wherever. She said they'd have coffee, and not for 3 hours you don't have coffee.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think your daughter doesn't talk to you?
She's been told too many lies by my mother, and I haven't been able to see her.
Did you ever have any problems with other girlfriends? Did you ever have any fights with other girlfriends before you met Kellisue?
Nope.
Okay. I got to just take a quick break. This is the Rich Giardino Show, where the Constitution, crime, and politics meet. We're interviewing Jayson Ackernecht. Jayson requested to come on the show and discuss all the accusations against him based on his wife disappearing in 2008. He said he's been cooperating with the police since that night. People have accused him of being involved and also accused his father of in some way helping him. If you like the content of this program or you're interested in more cold cases, please like, share, and subscribe on Apple, YouTube, Facebook, X, Spotify, and Rumble. Jayson, I mean, over the years, even with the seizures and stuff, you didn't come up with some of your own conclusion as to what you think happened?
Nope.
What did you do? Is all her stuff still at the house, or did you give them to your daughter? What'd you do with all her clothes and all her private stuff?
I have no idea what my mother and them did with it.
Did your mother ever have a conversation with you where she told you that she thinks you did it?
She won't talk to me.
What would you, other than you said you're innocent, what would you want people to know? Because some people are going to question, like, why didn't you go help look for her? Or why didn't you, some people are going to say, well, even though she was cheating on you, if you loved her, you would have done something more. What's the answer to that? What do you think?
I was having 8 to 9 seizures a day, and I would not know what I was doing.
So let me ask you this: when you would have a seizure, how long would you black out for?
5 to 10 minutes.
Is there any way you had a seizure and heard her and forgot about it? Is that a possibility?
Nope.
Well, why not? I mean, because if you said,
I know where I would be.
okay. So are you familiar with that area in Frog Hollow where they found the car?
Oh, yes.
All right. Are you a fisherman? Do you ever go down there fishing or anything?
Nope, just down to my Uncle Denny's house.
How far does Uncle Denny live? How far did Uncle Denny live from Frog Hollow? A couple houses?
Well, he lived right down there, and I'd go down there before I got sick and have a few cocktails with him. But other than that, I wouldn't even attempt to drive.
Did you see Uncle Denny that night, the night she went missing?
Yep, that morning.
Yeah. Tell us what you did that. What time did Kellisue go to work?
Let's see. 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. What time would she normally get home from work if she worked that shift?
Well, the day
The day she disappeared, what time was she supposed to get out?
9 o'clock at night.
Okay. And you were asleep already, or what time did you go to bed that
I
night?
went to sleep already.
When she got home, usually would she wake you up?
Usually.
Yeah. What about Uncle Denny? You saw him earlier in the morning. Did you have anything to drink with him the day of this?
Nope.
Did Uncle Denny know? Did you tell Uncle Denny that you thought Kellisue was cheating on you?
Oh, he knew.
What
Well,
advice? What advice did he give you?
Try and stick it out because of your daughter,
Hmm.
and try and go to marriage counseling, which I tried to talk her into it, but she don't want to go.
So one of the posts said that you might not have killed her yourself, but you might have had a friend who helped you kill her and took her body somewhere. Either dumped it in the pond over there or took her in the woods. Why would somebody say that?
I have no clue.
Did any of your friends tell you that you were wasting your time staying with her
Nope.
before she disappeared?
Nope.
What else? Is there anything else you'd like to tell the people listening about the situation? What do you want them to know about this? Because so many of them have accused you of being part of it.
Just to let them know I am innocent.
But even with the seizures, you understand the importance, because obviously you're not going to come out and say you murdered her, are you?
No,
You'd be
because
in trouble.
I've never hurt her.
Is there anybody that you can think of without a name that would have a motive to hurt her?
Not that I know of.
Okay. And you did take a lie detector, you said, at the police department before? Okay. Was that with the state police?
That was with the city police department.
Okay. All right. It's interesting because if your mother and your daughter, both feel that you were involved, it's got to be difficult on a personal note for you to have people that you love think that you would do that, isn't it?
Yes.
Are you a church going man? Do you believe in God or go to church or any of that?
I believe in God, but I don't go to church.
Yeah. Do you believe that, if you did something, no matter how bad, God would forgive you for your sins?
Yes.
So, and the reason I'm asking that, I just wonder because sometimes people want to get stuff off their chest and, admit they did something wrong and try to clear it with God so that if anything ever happens with them, they made peace with the Lord. You know? What do you feel about that? I mean,
I I know excuse me. I know I did nothing wrong to this day.
mhm.
And I just want people to stop accusing me.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching or listening to this show, I ask that if you have any information pertaining to Kellisue Achernecht, in fact, she went missing in 2008, and her car was found burned in Frog Hollow in Johnstown, New York, that you contact Chief Gilbo at the Johnstown Police Department. It's important that if you have anything, we solve this case for her daughter and her family. Jayson, her husband, denies any involvement and claims he's innocent. He has been the target of a lot of the comments and statements on the original broadcast. And you heard his story from him. Whether you believe it or not is up to you. We're hoping that the truth will come out someday and that we can have a Christian burial for Kellisue if she is dead, and if not, find out where she is so her family knows. So if you have any information, I ask you to reach out to Chief Gilbo of the Johnstown Police Department. Thank you for listening. And you've been listening to the Rich Giardino Show, where the Constitution, crime, and politics meet. We've been talking to Jayson Ackernecht. Jayson, thank you for coming on and telling your story. At this point in time, I ask you to like, share, and subscribe to the Rich Giardino Show on YouTube, X, Spotify, Apple, and Facebook, and make your own conclusions. Thank you very much for listening.
To the Rich Giardino Show, part of the Elite Influencer Network, wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll see you next time on the Rich Giardino Show, where the Constitution, crime, and politics meet.